Good evening, Des Moines, Iowa, and the world. Welcome to the N Lefty program, broadcasted to you live from the Northside studios of webcast1live.com. You can also find us at our website, DocandLefty.com. This is Lefty, coming to you, as always, with the perspectives you love from the sides you hate and across the table. He's always the man with the plan. He just sometimes doesn't have it ready to go, is my good buddy, Dr. Petrosh. Doc, what is happening?
Not much. Just how you surviving the heat wave out here.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Today was probably the coolest day that we've had, relatively speaking, to the last week and a half. Right? You'd say so?
Yeah, I would.
And so I was downtown, and I went to the. I had to pick up some stuff, and so I went to the county office on 2nd Avenue, and then I had to go to the new Polk County Attorney's office over there on 5th. So
All right.
So three, and then I parked down on Second by about a block and a half away from the High Life Lounge.
Yeah.
So that triangle is, 2 or 3 blocks, kind of in a square, no big deal. The farmer's market is like 4 times as big. And by the time I got back to my car, I was sweating buckets. I was tired. I had fried myself out by the time I got back to my car. And when I got and sat there with the AC on for about 30 seconds before I could do anything.
Well, I thought with that pink shirt you have on, you'd be the coolest guy in town.
You'd think so. You'd think so, but it was, I guess I must have just been too hot.
Yes, that's absolutely true. Just because,
Just too hot. Too hot to handle.
Now, you want to talk about some homophobia out there. I put out on Facebook, I think here's my list of sexiest men singers, and I listed some, and I put you on it. Mm-hmm. Remember all the flack I got about, we didn't think the doc was gay and the rest of that? Remember that?
I don't remember any of that.
Really?
Nope.
Well, that must be back in your coke snorting days. Because, that's what you did. You got put on the pink shirt and snorted coke.
I certainly know people that did. That was one drug that I never tried.
When you're a musician, you almost have to try that, don't you? Isn't that like the entrance to the club? I usually just sort of like made sure that my talent was entrance enough. I didn't have to do drugs to be cool. I just played harmonica. So we got a lot to talk about. We do have a lot to talk about. First of all, my dad, again, is not doing very well. And so I'm sad about that. He's not strong enough to listen to the show. So, we want to wish my dad the best. And so, I'm sorry you can't tune in tonight, Dad. So we're back down to 7 listeners.
Oh, man.
So we're going to have to get some other old geezer to get in there and listen for us.
And he might take a couple of those people with him. If he's not going to listen, then some of the folks that are hanging out with him won't listen either.
Well, I'm just going to mention that at least my family watches.
Yeah.
So, say what you want about Dad. At least he tuned in.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about tonight?
Well, we've got a lot to. I think that we really need to talk about a little bit about just the rocky start to this general election campaign for Donald Trump. They had fundraising numbers that came out yesterday that I think that you would be interested in, and also some key staff have been replaced, or maybe not. We don't know. It's not. There are many campaigns that have gotten off to a less auspicious start than the Donald's campaign, especially coming on the heels of his burn the villages to the ground primary election campaigin. Also, I went to the Democratic State Convention on Saturday. It was a lot of fun. I didn't stay for very long. I had some other things that I had to do, but I was there. I got to see our good friend Desmond Adams for a couple of minutes.
All right.
Senator Rob Hogue was there. Patty Judge, I think, had her people there. I think she was there. I didn't see her personally. Tom Harkin, noticeably absent. He was. I believe I was talking to a friend of mine who said that he was out of the country. I can't remember now.
Well, he has a house down in the Caribbean somewhere.
Well, no, he was doing something. Now I can't remember. It sounded important when it was explained to me why he wasn't there. People were surprised he wasn't there. He hasn't missed a Democratic State Convention in a long time, but he was off. I guess that's what happens when you retire. You get to do other things.
Yes,
every once in a while.
I thought Patty Judge had some people there who were handing out signs to wave at the convention. I thought were pretty clever. You might get a kick out of this. I'm sure you've seen it. Grassley can't ignore this judge.
Yes, I've seen
or
that.
Or a judge that Grassley can't ignore, something like that.
Yep.
I thought that was pretty cool.
She has several. Well, on Facebook, she had several that were variations on a thing.
Yeah. Well, and what I liked about it is, I supported Rob Hogue in the primary. I think that he was the guy that offered one of the greater contrasts, but also just seemed like ready for prime time to be in a room, not to take anything away from the other three candidates. But former Lieutenant Governor, Secretary of Agriculture Patty Judge is showing that, maybe she's not the political slouch that some folks might think she is.
Well, one of the interesting impacts that Trump may have on Iowa is, for the first time in my memory, and I have been alive since he has become a senator, Senator Grassley's polling is below 50%, which is 15, 16 points below his lowest ever.
That is surprising.
And at least, that's according to a couple of these polls that are out there. And we've already talked about it. Polls aren't worth the paper they're written on or the electricity they're sent on.
Depending on when they're done. But yeah, early polls are pretty tough. But some other we're going to talk about that, and you wanted to talk about the Olympics, I guess. What the dangers are with this outbreak. There are a lot of doctors saying that our athletes shouldn't be going down there.
There's a lot of things about the Olympics, period, that I think we could talk about. We could talk about the social inequality that goes on, the financial inequality.
About the Russian doping scandal.
The Russian doping scandals. Because, those guys, keep in mind, we all act shocked that the Russians might have done something. Keep in mind, these are the same people that sent men to the women's Olympic sports. So, I wouldn't put anything past those guys.
But yeah, so there's just a bunch of stuff that we can kind of get into. Where do you want to start?
Well, let's start with. I say we start with some local news.
Yeah,
some local things going on. I'd like to talk about Patty Judge. If you think she's got a chance, why you think? Do you think the best candidate was elected? That kind of stuff.
Sure.
So let's go ahead and take an early break. We're about 45 seconds early. We want to thank everybody for tuning in, because without you, we couldn't do what we do. We want to thank all of our sponsors. Des Moines Anesthesia at 515-574-6442. They do pain management and anesthesia. They have offices here in Des Moines and Fort Dodge. In Iowa, it's getting more and more difficult to find a doctor in general, and particularly a pain management person. These people do a great job. Give them a call for your pain needs. Halo Capital, Des Moines Interest Rates, Leobinas Law Firm. That is Lefty's outfit, and Bertoschi Associates, and that's my outfit. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll be back right after this break.